ओम नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित सुख स्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Dear friends, at the outset, I would like to congratulate Ganpat University for organizing this program on this National Youth Day, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. I'm very glad to know that every year on 12th January, on this Swami Vivekananda's birthday, the National Youth Day, social upliftment through education. With this subject, the programs are being organized from many years, for which really Ganpat University deserves congratulation. I'm also appreciative of the wonderful work being done, and within a span of 15 years, the amount of growth that has been achieved by Ganpat University is wonderful. And I'm also thankful to the trustees and to the organizers for having started Vivekanand Center of Positive Thinking and Counseling. At that time, I was in Baroda. Now I'm in Rajkot. At that time, we, as a part of 150th birth anniversary of celebration of Swami Vivekananda, we had started 10 outreach centers of Vivekananda Center of Positive Thinking and Counseling. And I'm very glad that Ganpat University came forward to start one center there. And I hope the students are benefiting from the books that we have given, the videos and the audiovisual material that we have given. I'm also very glad to know that today happens to be also the birthday of the founder Padma Shri Ganpat Bhai Patel. What a strange coincidence. Swami Vivekananda talked so much about education. He thought about it. He was very much concerned about it. And he was born on 12th January 1863. And here is Sri Ganpat Bhai Patel, Padma Shri, who has been working very hard to implement the educational ideas of Swami Vivekananda. And he was also born on 12th January. Wonderful coincidence. So I say happy birthday to Sri Ganpat Bhai Patel. And on this occasion, I send my prayerful best wishes to all the principals of this institution, all the teachers and the students. Today being the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, let us try to dwell a little on the ideas of education of Swami Vivekananda. At the outset, I would like to point out that Swami Vivekananda, he traveled far and wide, not only in India, but various parts of the Western countries. And then he came to the conclusion, and then he said, in his letter, he says, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. But what type of education? Man-making education, character-building education. This is what I told Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. On 16th April 2003, I was at Rashtrapati Bhavan talking to Dr. Kalam. I had gone there just to give him the handover, the video CD that we had prepared. At the time, it was video CD. Now it is pen drive. So we had prepared a video CD based on the talk that he had delivered at Porbandar. At that time, I was in Porbandar. And as you know, on 26 January 2001, there was a big earthquake and lot of destruction took place, including various school buildings. So the government of Gujarat approached us for reconstructing those schools buildings. And as is the tradition of Ramakrishna Mission, immediately on the very first day, we started our Gujarat earthquake relief work, and which was followed up by Gujarat Earthquake Rehabilitation Project. We collected about 20 crores of rupees and constructed 81 school buildings and handed over back to the government of Gujarat. and of course 6 colonies. Now, one of these school buildings, out of which this 37 school buildings were constructed in Porbandar district, out of which one school was inaugurated by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on 13 February 2002. And he had at that time delivered very inspiring speech to the 3,000 students. And we had prepared a video CD. So when I went to Delhi, I thought of, at that time, of course, he was not the president of India when he came to Porbandar first time. So at that time, but in my lecture, I had told he is not a Bharat Ratna, he is a Vishwa Ratna, and he is going to become great. And within 4 months, he became the president of India, Rashtrapati. Nobody had ever imagined. Maybe he also did not know. But anyway, we were very happy that he became the president of India. And then I met him at Rashtrapati Bhavan on 16th April 2003 and handed over that CD. And then we had a lot of talks. So during my talks, I said, I'm very happy that you are working hard on making our India a developed country by 2020. But I tell you one thing, even if you bring the wealth of the World Bank, any amount of money from the World Bank, put it to the 5-year plans and all the projects that you have envisaged, GDP growth will grow. GDP growth will, of course, be there. But I'm afraid the poverty of the people will not go. Why, Swamiji? Why? I said, the former Prime Minister of India said, if you put 1 rupee to the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer. I'm afraid even 5 paisa is coming out not now. Rampant corruption in the country today. Rampant corruption in the country today. Then he was very thoughtful. Then he said, Swamiji, what is the solution? I agree. It is rampant corruption. What is the solution? I said, only one solution. What we should have done on 15th August 1947, we should do it now. What is that? Swami Vivekananda said, education, education, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. But what type of education? Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is band-making education, character-building education. This is what we are lacking today in most of the educational institutions. So the value education has become of paramount importance. And I told Dr. Kalam that we have about 300 education institutions plus 1,000 non-formal educations through which about 3 lakh students we are educating. And all of them we are giving not only high quality education, along with that we are trying to give value education. Not only that, we have special institutions to provide value education like Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence in Hyderabad, Ramakrishna Institute of Moral and Spiritual Education in Mysore, and now we want to start Vivekananda Institute of Value Education and Culture in Porbandar. And it's our earnest desire that you may inaugurate it. Dr. Kalam said, Swamiji, let us work together. Wonderful work you are doing for value education. Let us work together. I will surely come. But I said, I have got a condition. You must come on 12th January because that is the National Youth Day. So he didn't know. What? National Youth Day? Yes, I said. Swami Vivekananda's birthday is being celebrated as National Youth Day from 1985 onwards. In 1985, during the International Youth Year, the government of India thought that a day should be dedicated to the youth. Just as for the teachers, there is Dr. Radhakrishnan's birthday celebrated as Teachers' Day, there should be a Youth Day, National Youth Day. And the committee was formed, and the committee said the ideas and the message of Swami Vivekananda, delivered by Swami Vivekananda, are very relevant for the modern youths to solve their problems. And so Swami Vivekananda's birthday, 12th January, should be celebrated as National Youth Day. So since 1985 onwards, every year 12th January celebrated as National Youth Day. And what we want is that you should come on 12th January, Swami Vivekananda's birthday. So he agreed. And he kept his promise. And on 12th January 2006, he came to Porbandar, second time, now as the President of India, inaugurated Vivekananda Institute of Value Education and Culture. And then he addressed 5,000 youths, wonderful speech that he delivered. In the beginning, he said how Swami Vivekananda inspired Jamshedji Tata to start Indian Institute of Science while they were traveling together in the same ship from Japan to Chicago. Swamiji was going to Chicago for delivering his historic speech at the Parliament of World Religions, and Jamshedji Tata was going for the Columbian Exposition. So during this, they might have had talks, and so after that, Jamshedji Tata wrote to Swami Vivekananda that you may remember me as a fellow passenger, and I want you to help me in starting this Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. And Swami Vivekananda put Sister Nivedita on the job, and this is how Indian Institute of Science came up. So Dr. Kalam talked about this. Then there was question answer session. And one of the students stood up and said, "Sir, Operation Duryodhan, Operation Chakravyuh, and other operations have revealed the tip of the iceberg, that is rampant corruption in the country today. As the President of India, how do you feel about it? And where do you think lies the solution?" So Dr. Kalam stood up and said, "You know, the Parliament has already taken some action on the MPs." And then he took out a book in his hand, book of Swami Vivekananda, and started reading out from the book of Swami Vivekananda, where Swami Vivekananda says, "No number of Parliament acts can make a nation good, can make a nation great." Then what can make a nation good and what can make a nation great? Again, Dr. Kalam read out a sentence from Swami Vivekananda's book. "Only a large number of good enlightened citizens can make a nation good and can make a nation great." And then he also added, "And the government cannot produce good people, and the government will not produce good people." That also he told. Then who can do it? Dr. Kalam said, only 3 persons can do it. Who are the 3? Father, mother, and the teacher. These are the only 3 people. So that is why the role of teacher is very of paramount importance when we are talking about character building. And Swami Vivekananda firmly believed that national reconstruction, national building cannot take place without the character building of the citizens. This was his firm faith. And that is why he said, in our education system, what we want is man-making education, character building education. So what he told was total personality development. What is total personality development? Physical, mental, intellectual, moral, and spiritual development of the personality. This total integrated personality, total personality will come by 5 parameters about which Swami Vivekananda talked at length. If you go through the complete works of Swami Vivekananda spread over 9 volumes, you will find the message that he gave to gave the youth. It can be condensed into the 5 main values. What are those? Self-confidence, self-reliance, self-knowledge, self-control, and self-sacrifice. Now, these things, when these 5 are achieved and we are being practiced, when these virtues come, then there is a total personality development. When this character development takes place, the rebuilding of the nation will automatically take place. There is a naughty boy, and his father was very much perturbed because he had a lot of work to do, and the boy is not allowing him to do. So what he did was, he called the boy. He said, "You see, I have got a lot of work today. So go to the next room. I'm giving you some work. Finish that work and then only come here. Don't come in between. Okay?" Now he thought, what type of work should he give? So after a long thinking, he just took out the map of India, cut it into these pieces, and said, "Go and bring this map. Make this map all right." So he knew that this boy had very little knowledge of geography. Where is North, where is Delhi, and where is Tamil Nadu, and where is Madras, and where is Calcutta, and where is Rajkot, and where is Ahmedabad and Mehsana and all that. Yeah. So he knew that he will not be able to do it. But within 10 minutes, the boy came. He said, "Hey, I told you not to come without completing the job." He said, "I have done." He said, "What? Perfect map. Everything on its own way. Mehsana is there, Ahmedabad is there, Baroda is there, Rajkot is there, Calcutta is there, Madras is there, Kashmir, Jammu, everything, every Guwahati, everything is there. perfect in its own place. How did you do it? He said, it's very easy. What? National integration is such a big problem. How did you unite the whole nation? He said, you see what happened, when you gave me the job, I could not understand because I have very very less knowledge of geography. But I started playing with the small pieces that you had given. And I discovered on the back side, there is an image of a man. So I took up all the pieces and made the man perfect. And when I made the man perfect and reversed it, the whole nation became perfect. That is the message of Swami Vivekananda. Make the man perfect, the nation will become perfect. Character building in the citizens will take you to the national rebuilding, which we want very much. So national rebuilding can only come through value education, through proper education. And I'm very happy that Ganpat University is trying its best to provide this value education and make this man who will become, and this character building of the students will take place. When it takes place, the national rebuilding automatically will take place. So it's a great work that you are doing. At the same time, for the educationist, Swami Vivekananda, for all those who are educated, Swami Vivekananda has told, as long as millions of our people are living in ignorance and poverty, I hold every man a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. As long as millions of our people are living in ignorance and poverty, I hold every man a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. So I'm very happy that here you are doing this wonderful work for education and this social upliftment through education. This is the wonderful idea that has to be promoted. The other educationists should also take up this idea. And social transformation through education. And each and every, all the educated people have to be re-educated. This is very important. Re-educating the educated. Now, presently, education means just academic knowledge, but it is bereft of total personality development. There is no feeling for the people. There is no spirit of service in the minds of the people who are so-called educated. So, re-educating the educated, that is what Swami Vivekananda wanted. Character building education, man-making education. That is one idea. Second, he said that mass education. As long as a large number of people are illiterate or not fully educated or not thoroughly educated, not properly educated, we cannot have transformation of the nation. So, and about that also, he had thought a lot about it when he was traveling all over the country. So he wrote a beautiful letter from America to Diwan Haridas Viharidas Desai, Diwan of Junagadh at that time, with whom he was so friendly that he wrote 13 letters to him, very important, beautiful letters. In one of his letters, he said, the only solution is education. But Diwanji, even if you start school in each and every school, each and every village, even then the children will not come to school. Why? They will go better with their plow, with their parents, because they are too poor. So what is the solution? Swamiji provided the solution. We are now talking about education for all and 100% literacy, universalization of primary education. We are talking about that. But Swami Vivekananda told at that time how to bring it about. And now, at long last, people are coming to senses and said, yes, what Swami Vivekananda said was true. What Swami Vivekananda, he gave the formula. He said, even if you start schools in the villages, the children will not come. What is the solution? He said, if the mountain cannot come to Muhammad, let Muhammad go to mountain. If the children cannot come to school, let the education go to the children. That means this mobile education van, that the start teaching and start educating the children wherever they are in the fields, wherever they are, trying to have the mobile education. This is an idea that he had given at that time. I'm talking about 1894. At that time he told. Now we are slowly adopting that. So mass education, universalization of primary education, this is very important. And third thing is about the education of women. He said, a bird cannot fly in with one wing, and no nation can develop without the development of the women. And women development cannot take place without the education of the women. So he was so much concerned about women education that as immediately after coming back from America in 1897, the first thing he did was to start Ramakrishna Mission for serving humanity irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, to implement the message of his Guru Sri Ramakrishna Paramahans of serving God in man, Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva. That is one thing that he did. And second thing, he started a school. And for the school, he was in search of a person who could run that school as per the ideas of Indian culture and spirituality. After a long search he couldn't get, then he wrote a very, very inspiring letter to Miss Margaret Noble. He writes there, the world is burning with misery. Can you sleep? Let us call and call till the sleeping gods awake. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice in the past has been the law. It will be alas for ages to come. The earth's best and bravest will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. Are you ready? Then you come and sacrifice your life for educating the women of our nation. And I'll be with you. If you come here, you will have a lot of difficulties. If you're ready to accept them, I'll be with you to face those difficulties. And Miss Margaret Noble came to India and she dedicated her whole life for educating Indian women and for serving the nation. And that is why Swami Vivekananda, when he gave her Brahmacharya Diksha, he gave her a new name, Nivedita. Sister Nivedita. Just 2 years back, we had the 150th birth anniversary of Sister Nivedita. So many programs were organized all over the world. Read the life of Sister Nivedita. What a wonderful teacher. She used to keep diary for each and every child, how each and every student is progressing and all that. So this is what these three things are necessary. That is one, making education value oriented, character building education. Our higher education, particularly our higher education, needs to be full of values. That's man making education, character building education, total personality development. That is one side. Second thing is education of the masses. And there we have to have experiment with taking the education to the children who are not able to come to the schools and making that mobile and making full use of the audiovisual aid. Fortunately or unfortunately, now we are doing that. Because of the coronavirus and pandemic, now online education is going on. But only thing, in the villages still some facilities have yet to be developed. In some villages it has already come, where this online education come. We can make use of that Digital India slogan and try to provide that value education through this media, online transmission. And of course, Gujarat government is doing wonderfully well with this BISEG and Sandhan programs and all that. This has to be further developed. And I'm sure Ganpat University, with its innovative team there at its back, will be able to find out new ways and means of helping in social transformation through education, mass education. And third, about the women education also, the ideas of Swami Vivekananda was, of an ideal woman was, an ideal woman will have all the great virtues of a Western woman and an ancient Indian woman. He wanted all the modernity of the women, but at the same time, he said, not at the cost of purity. So, while preserving purity and modesty, let the Indian women take up the great values like punctuality, like efficiency, like bravery, boldness. All these things can be taken up by the Indian women. So he has given in his book, The Women of India, all these ideas. There is a beautiful book, My Ideas on Education. It is nothing but the collection of the ideas of Swami Vivekananda culled from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, which is available in 9 volumes. And these complete works are also available online, internet also. It is freely available. You can download them from internet. And of course, this book also, if you want only the selection book, all these books are available in our bookshop, Vivekananda Book World in Rajkot, or maybe any branch center of Ramakrishna Mission. It will be available. But I would request all the professors, teachers, and students to go through the books of Swami Vivekananda. Those who are really interested in learning about the ideas of Swami Vivekananda education, and particularly those who want to go for total personality development, particularly those who want to have success in everyday life, long-term success, long-term happiness, and long-term peace, they must go through the books of Swami Vivekananda. Very, very powerful. And in fact, Rabindranath Tagore wrote to Romarola, the French 7th Nobel Prize winner, if you want to know India, study Vivekananda. In him, everything is positive, nothing negative. And when Romarola read those books, he was so much charmed, he was so much inspired that he himself wrote a book on Swami Vivekananda. And about the words of Swami Vivekananda, he said, his words are great music, phrases in the style of Beethoven. I cannot touch these sayings of his, scattered as they are through the pages at a 30's distance, without receiving a thrill through my body like an electric shock. So I would request the students to get that electric shock and transform your personality and fulfill the dream of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said in 1897 in Madras, India shall conquer the whole world by spiritual culture. Now, meditation, yoga, through meditation, yoga all over the world, really India is going forward. But we have to also advance in science and technology. We also to make India a developed country. Then only we can become Vishwa Guru. So we'll have to work hard. Let us remember the message of Swami Vivekananda always: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.